You don't need to fix yourself because you were never broken in the first place. So when it comes to this world of self-improvement, you kind of chase one thing after the other. You're like, okay, one more book and I'll feel better. One more podcast and I'll be better. One more self-improvement pill I'll swallow and I will be better. All of this is just external mechanisms from escaping, or you are actually running away from that internal voice that says, I am not enough. You feel that you're not enough. You feel that you're not worthy. And that is why you keep running after one thing after the another. You're like chasing one thing after the other. And you're like, okay, I'll achieve certain things on the external, and then I'll feel whole. Then I'll fix myself. Because when you say I'll fix myself, you are reinforcing this fact that you are broken. You just need to heal from that trauma and the pain that were caused to you. You were never really broken. Because when you kind of say that you need to fix yourself, it means like you are broken right now and you don't deserve this. And that kind of correlates to that internal feeling that you are not worthy. Now, the reason this happens is because while you were growing up in your childhood, this was your normal. It was normal for you to not feel whole. It was normal for you to always be on top of your game in order to feel love, in order to receive love, in order to receive unconditional love. You always need to do certain things of the external in order for the other person, let's say your parents, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your upbringing, the people around you, for them to give you love. You always needed to achieve certain things. And that is why, that built up over the years. And now you feel like, okay, you need to fix yourself for any minor inconvenience that has been caused in your life. Anything that happens, let's say you go through a heartbreak, you'd say, I need to fix myself. I need to go through a winter arc. I need to go through this insane self-improvement. On the outside, it looks good. If you're doing it to actually improve yourself and let go of it, okay, fine. But then you keep doing the same things over and over again. You have this insane morning routine. You have this insane winter arc every winter that happens once in 2 weeks for you. I mean, and it just keeps going on and on. When does this self-improvement end? And when you're constantly improving, okay, I'll improve now. Okay, next month I'll be better. Another winter arc, even though it's the middle of summer, you have taken this opportunity to go get yourself into some winter arc in the middle of summer. You're like, okay, now I'll feel better. None of these things is going to make you feel better because all this is external. All of this is just the effect. You have to treat the cause, and the cause is within you. You have to reinforce this feeling that you are whole on the inside, that you deserve all the things in life, that you are enough. You don't need to put this insane effort outside in order for you to feel worthy. And that happens only if you acknowledge the fact that you are running towards these external things. You see how deep that goes. And once you treat the cause, you feel whole. And a very good exercise that I'm recommending here is go stand in front of the mirror and say, I am worthy, I am enough, and I love myself. And it's not just robotically affirming for 10,000 times a day in front of a mirror like a psychopath. No, just say it 3 times. The first time you say it, I love myself, you'll feel that internal cringe that comes up. You're like, oh my God, why am I saying this to myself? And that is just your inner resistance. That is that resistance that kind of shows up. Because for you, for your mind, it's normal to feel love when it's toxic, when it's placed on conditions, and when you are saying, I love myself, when you are giving yourself unconditional love, it feels unfamiliar, it feels fake, it feels unreal. That is why it kind of brings up that resistance. And when you say that, I love myself, just acknowledge the feelings that kind of come up. What kind of feelings come up? It's most probably cringe. That cringe is just resistance. It's just you being unfamiliar to what true love is. You are worthy, not because of some external thing, not because you achieve certain things in life, just because you exist. There's no reason why. And once you start questioning, why do I deserve this? That's when you lost. So when you say, I love myself, one time in front of the mirror, all this resistance comes up. Just acknowledge the emotions, acknowledge the feeling, and let go of the pain and the trauma connected to this. And then once you let go of it, take deep breaths in and breathe it out. And feel the pain letting go, like literally leaving your body. And then say a second time. And this time you feel less cringe that comes up. And then again do the same thing. Let go of the pain and the trauma associated to this feeling. And then say it a final time, a third time. And once you say this a third time, you feel a little more whole on the inside and a little less cringe on the outside. And once you keep doing this over a certain period of time, you will start to notice like, okay, now you are feeling whole. And that is how you show love to yourself. That is how you kind of show true love to yourself. Because if you don't give yourself true love, if you don't give yourself unconditional love, why should anybody else give it to you? It doesn't really make sense, right? If you don't love yourself for who you are, why should anybody love you for who you are? And if you don't feel that you are whole on the inside, if you feel that you need a fixing, why should anybody else feel that you don't need a fixing? So it starts on the inside. And no matter how many things that you do on the external, it's never going to fix the internal or change the internal, heal the internal, unless you do it yourself. And at one time, at a point, you have to acknowledge this, because how many more self-improvement books are you going to read? How many more podcasts, self-improvement podcasts? How many more self-improvement stuff are you going to do? How many more winter arcs are you going to do in your life? Dude, I heard this, I saw this clip of Eddie Murphy. He says that you only have 40 years. You have 40 summers, 40 winters, 40 springs, and 40 falls. And if you look at life at this way, life is pretty short. And throughout this 40 summers, 40 winters, 40 falls, and 40 springs, if all you are doing is improving yourself, okay, I'll read one more self-improvement book, then I'll feel better, then I'll feel better. One more winter arc, then I'll feel better. There's only 40 winters, dude. When does this end? So that is why, acknowledge that voice that screams, I am not enough. Give yourself that self-worth and feel whole on the inside and watch everything change. And later you can achieve things in life, but it's not coming from a place where you're trying to prove your own self-worth to yourself. It's not coming from a place where you're trying to fill that void inside. And when you are whole on the inside, everything that you achieve is just bonus points. It's just an icing on the cake. It's just dessert. You have taken care of the starter, the main course, and now you're just waiting for the dessert. If dessert is not big, it's pretty small, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. You had a good meal. If there's no cherry on the cake, it's fine. You still got the cake. So that's how it is. So feel enough, feel worthy, give yourself that love that you never got. And moreover, you don't need fixing because you were never broken in the first place.